Hey you guys, my name is Mara Sullivan and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about settling for less from yourself. A lot of times when we talk about settling, it's always in, a relationship or always has to do with other people. It's always about settling in, settling with a partner, settling in friendships, settling in family relationships. We hardly ever talk about settling with ourselves. And, with it being the new year and getting into thinking about our goals and everything that we want to achieve this year, I am here to tell you today that the only way that you are going to achieve your goals going forward is by holding yourself to high standards and is by holding yourself to high expectations. If you do not know the standards and the expectations that you have for yourself, then nothing is going to get done, because the only way that you can actually achieve your goals, the only way that you can stick to your goals, the only way that you can keep pushing, when making your dreams a reality is by not giving yourself a choice, by not giving yourself a plan B, by not giving yourself multiple different options. And that is the standard, that those are the expectations that you have to hold yourself to. And that is, in large part, not settling for less from yourself than what you know you can do, what you know you deserve to give yourself. And the only way that, like I said, anything is going to get done, the only way that you're really, really, really going to live a life that you want and live a life that you are proud of and make your dreams a reality and achieve everything that you want, get everything that you want, is by not settling for less than yourself, less from yourself than what you know you can do and what you deserve. If this is your first time seeing me, welcome to my channel. I make videos around under the general umbrella of living the life you want, living your dreams, regardless of your circumstances, and navigating all of life's ish gracefully as you can. And in today's video, that is on the topic of not settling. And like I said, the only way that you are going to achieve your goals this year is by not settling. So, like I said, if you do not have any clear expectations for yourself, then you need to define what those are. The same way that you might have a checklist for your dream partner is the same way you need to have a checklist for yourself. What do you expect out of yourself right now and in your future? One of the best exercises that you do, I talk about it all the time. One of the best things that you can do is think about yourself 60, 70, 80 years old. What do you want to be able to look back on your life and say that you've done? What do you want to say that your 20s were like? What do you want to say that, however, whatever age you're watching this, what do you want to be able to say that you did during this particular time in your life and in your life overall, like your life in general? And um, I think a lot of times when we talk about New Year's resolutions, um, we a year is actually a lot shorter than a lot of us think. And a lot of times resolutions and things kind of get lost in the sauce, so to speak, because it's actually a very short window of time. And so rather than thinking about just your life in terms of this year, when you're setting your goals, I want you to really make sure that you're thinking about the big picture of your life. Like I said, what do you want to be able to look back on your life in general and say that you did, and how can you start living your life according to those things right here, right now, today? And so settling in your life and settling for less from yourself can look different for everybody. Some, people, and you'll know because those are going to be the goals that you have for yourself. So like you're going to know that like you want more out of yourself in certain areas based on the things that you're working on trying to achieve right now. So whether that's health, money, career, family, those are like the major pillars in most people's lives. Are always like five, I would say, like major categories of life. Generally, like I said, it's wealth. I mean, well, wealth is one of them. Money, health is what I meant to say. Um, family, and possible. I feel like career and work kind of go hand in hand a little bit. And so it's like you have to define what you want specifically in those areas of your life. And you can kind of like rate yourself on like a general percentage scale of where you are in your life in those areas and where you want to be and what are the action steps that you're taking towards getting there. If you know that you are genuinely not reaching your full potential, you have to stop self sabotaging. If there are ways that you know you are holding yourself back, then, like I said in the beginning, you cannot give yourself a choice. Ed Milet has one of the most famous quotes ever, and that is, confidence is built by keeping the promises that you make to yourself. The only way that you are actually going to stick to the things that you want to do is by not giving yourself a choice. Nothing's going to get done because, like, when you know that you want to do something no matter what, you're going to make it happen no matter what. If you know that whatever goals and dreams and plans and desires you have for yourself and you have for your life, once you make up in your mind that it's that or nothing, you're going to do everything in your power to make that happen. No matter how many times you get told no, no matter how many times you might fail. I put fail in quotation marks because there's really no such thing as failure. You just have to find another way to make it work. Um, no matter how many obstacles come up, once you get in the mentality of by any means necessary, this is going to happen for me, that's it. Like, it is literally all or nothing. And, you have to hold yourself again to a very high standard. You have to know the expectations that you have for yourself in, whatever area you are working very hard on, whatever area that, you're trying to achieve. Those expectations, those desires, those standards are 100% up to you. So if you need to make a physical list, make a list of your standards and your values. Like I said, the same way that all of us kind of have like a mental checklist for the partner that we want, the friendships in our lives, what we expect from our family. We all kind of have those mental checklists of expectations from other people. I need you to make the same list for yourself, for the expectations from yourself and for the standards that you are holding yourself to. And a lot of that is accountability. Again, when you tell yourself you are going to do something, do you actually do it? It is that simple. When it comes to consistency, motivation, discipline, productivity, we all have all these different things that we try to implement in order to stick to goals. At the end of the day, the easiest way to stay disciplined, to stay consistent, to stay motivated is by making up your mind. Either you want it or you don't. Either you want whatever it is that you're working towards or you don't. It is that simple, and it is all about how bad you want it. Whether that's in health, whether that's in money, business, career, um, family, dating, either you genuinely are willing to put the work in and make the sacrifices and, do whatever it takes, get to your goals by any means necessary, or you're not. Either you want it or you don't. So, like, once you, like I said, it's life is so much easier when we kind of just cut the BS. Like, if you know you are like making excuses for yourself, if you know that, again, you're self-sabotaging, if you know that you have things that you genuinely need to get done that you are just not making yourself do, not making yourself get done, that's on you. Nobody's going to make like those decisions for you. No one is going to make you get up and do something except you. You have to stop making excuses for yourself if you know that you're not living to your fullest potential. If you know that there are risks that you need to take, that you are too maybe fearful, or you might be holding yourself back a little bit, you got to just take the leap at some point. At some point, like, enough has to be enough, and you cannot keep holding your own self back. And also, that goes along with not blaming other people for not being where you are or not being where you want to be in life. If you have things that, again, you genuinely want to do and promises that you've made to yourself that have not happened yet, that's on you. That is not on anyone else to make your dreams come true. It's not on anyone else to make your goals a reality. It is not on anyone else to wake up in the morning and do the things that you need to do to get to where you want to be and to become the person who you want to be. You cannot make excuses. If you want to do something, just do it. Like Nike, greatest slogan of all time. We all know it. Everything boils down to you just making the decision to do something or not. So, like I keep saying, the same way that you hold other people to a high standard, the same way that you hold especially a partner, to a high standard, you have to hold yourself to that same standard and even higher, because no one is going to show up for you the way that you do. Also, a huge part of not settling in your life and not settling for less from yourself is to know and to remember that you are responsible for making yourself happy first. Anything else other people do for you is secondary, but you are responsible for your own happiness, just like you're responsible for achieving your goals, just like you're responsible for making yourself do the things that you might not feel like doing, that you don't want to do. You're also responsible for your own happiness. Again, a lot of it is being self-aware, to the point of knowing that, like, it's no one else's your life is no one else's responsibility except for yours. Once you really get clear about the life that you want for yourself and the person who you genuinely want to be, that's it. Like, you put no separation between that person, that dream version of yourself, and yourself right now. Take away like the middleman or the middle part, and start thinking how that person thinks, creating the habits, the routines, the action that that person is taking. Just do it. Like, at the end of the day, either you want it or you don't. Like, it is genuinely that simple. One of the biggest ways that you are not going to settle for less from yourself is by making sure that your thoughts and the story that you are constantly telling yourself on a daily basis matches the life that you are trying to create, or matches the life that you know you're going to have for yourself, matches the person who you know you're going to be. So, mindset is everything. The thoughts that you are thinking on a daily basis really do create your reality. I know it sounds woo woo, and to some people it is, but it is so true that your thoughts actually do create your reality. The story that you are constantly telling yourself every single day, the way that you are talking to yourself, is what is going to show up for your life, what is going to show up in your real life. So, what are the things that you are telling yourself every single day? I know that affirmations can sound cheesy, but they definitely do work. Whatever follows I am is what you are going to be. So once you continuously tell yourself that you are successful, that you are healthy, that you have your desired blank, fill in the blank for yourself, when you continually tell yourself that you are, already have your dreams, that you already have accomplished the goals that you set out for yourself, that you already have the dream house, the car, the dream family, all those things every single day, day in and day out, without giving yourself an option. Like, once you make up in your mind that those things are true for you, no matter what the external looks like, no matter what does or doesn't happen, no matter what things come up, no matter if things happen that are in complete opposite to, the story you're telling yourself, you have to be very firm and be very strict with yourself in knowing and in believing in it, in accepting that this is the only thing that's going to be true for me, and telling yourself that repeatedly and constantly. And I know that it sounds like too good to be true, but a lot of times mindset is really all you need to accomplish your goals. When it comes to anything in life, it really is like mind over matter. Like, your mind really does control your entire life. The thoughts that you think create your reality. Like, it really is that simple. And so you really have to be super mindful of the way that you're talking to yourself. And this, ties into everything. It ties into self sabotage. It ties into the standards that you're holding yourself to. It ties into not settling from yourself, because all day, every day, the thoughts that you do, the actions that you take are up here. So it's like, as soon as you get up, what's the first thing that you tell yourself you're going to do? Either you hit the snooze button or you immediately get out of bed. And that is a decision that you make in your mind. Every single decision that you make throughout the day, whether you're going to work out or not, whether you're going to eat the unhealthy food or not, whether you're going to pick up the phone and talk to that person who you know is not good for you or not, whether you start scrolling and waste time, every single thing starts in your mind. That's why mindset is so important. So once you get to a place where you have trained your mind on success, on creating the life that you want, on not expecting anything less from yourself, not settling for anything less from yourself except excellence or whatever standard you're holding yourself to, you're not going to have any other option except to do the thing that you know you need to do. When it comes to discipline, when it comes to consistency, mindset is going to be everything, because you're, of course, you're not going to feel like doing the things that you need to do all the time. You're not going to feel like eating healthy all the time. You're not going to feel like working out. You're not going to feel like, you know, if you're doing YouTube, recording videos all the time, or like, sticking to a plan, sticking to your strategies, sticking to whatever you want to do for your business or in your career. You're not going to feel like doing these things all the time. Like, even when you're doing things that you love, you're not always going to feel like it. So you have to have mindset over feelings. Like, your mindset has to be so strong and your why has to be so strong. Like I said, at the end of the day, you either want it or you don't, and you cannot give yourself the option. You genuinely have to stop playing games with yourself. Again, just like, the things that we treat other people, just like the ways that we treat other people and the expectations we have from other people, and say we don't take BS and we don't take excuses from other people. You have to treat yourself the same way. Think about the ways that you are holding yourself to, certain standards. Think about the games that you're playing with yourself. Are you playing games with yourself? Are you cheating on yourself? Like, and cheating on yourself means not being faithful to yourself. Cheating on yourself means not being faithful to the action plans, to the steps, to the habits, to the routines that you told yourself you're going to stick to. The same things that you are holding other people to, the same expectations, the same standards, the same, you know, ways of not settling from other people, you have to be holding yourself to those same things. And so everything just keeps coming down to either you want it or you don't. And when you tell yourself you're going to do something, do you do it or not? Like, you genuinely, again, don't play games with yourself. Either you're going to wake up on time or you're not. Either you're going to get the thing done or you're not. Either you are willing to make the sacrifices or you're not. It's all up to you. So you genuinely have to make sure that you are not, going back and forth with yourself, playing ping pong in your head all day, every day, and that you're just doing it. Like, genuinely just doing it. I know Mel Robbins just released that book, The Let Them Theory, but she also has like this super popular exercise, the 5 4 3 2 1 rule, where she just like, whenever you don't feel like doing something, just count down from 5 and do it. 5 4 3 2 1, up. Like, stop giving yourself the option. Stop giving yourself the option. If you know that you need to do this one specific thing or two specific things, however many things you need to do, um, to become the person that you want to be, to live the life that you want to live, stop giving yourself the option. I think that so many times resolutions, goals, New Year's plans, and all this stuff kind of eventually like falls off for so many people is because they let themselves quit. It's that simple. Like, you are never going to give up on yourself when you know that you genuinely want something. Think about how obsessive people get over love. Like, when they want a person so bad, they're willing to basically run themselves into the ground for the other person. Are you doing the same thing for yourself? Are you showing up for yourself? Do you actually genuinely love yourself? And if you don't, you need to work on that. Because when you really love yourself, you're automatically going to hold yourself to a high standard. You're automatically not going to let yourself fail. You're automatically not going to let yourself give up. There's going to be no, again, there's going to be no option. Like, there's going to be no world, no reality, no way in which you are settling for less from yourself because you love yourself that much. Think about how much, if you had a kid or if you have kids, how the lengths that you are willing to go through to make sure that that kid has the best life possible. Are are you putting in that same work for yourself? When you know, again, that you're in love with someone, you want them to be with you by any means necessary. Think about the ways that so many people are willing to bend over backwards for people, just to be in a relationship with them. Are you willing to do the same thing for yourself? Are you willing to make those same sacrifices? Are you willing to put in that much work? Are you willing to, you know, do the late nights, have early mornings, do the things that you don't feel like doing when you don't feel like doing them? It's all up to you. You can watch and consume all of the motivational content in the world. You can watch and consume all of the productivity content in the world. Get all of the strategies for consistency, all the strategies for discipline. At the end of the day, it's what you tell yourself. Either you give yourself the option to do the thing or you don't. It really is that simple. And again, if you struggle with self love, trust me, I get it. And if you know that you need to work on that first, self love, being more self aware, the best place to start with that is one, to figure out what the problem is. Like, remind yourself that you are perfect no matter what. Remind yourself that, you know, whatever has happened in the past is in the past. You have today. And how you move forward with your life is up to you. And it, again, what other people did, what other people said, the things other people that you might be blaming them for, irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. Your life is your responsibility. Your life is 110% up to you. And the good thing about that is, if you love yourself, it doesn't matter what other people think. If you genuinely love yourself and believe in the life that you're creating and love the life that you are living and are building a life, find purpose too. If self love is something that you're really working on, one thing that really helps with that is purpose. Finding something that you genuinely love so much and that you love to do and that really makes you feel fulfilled, because you're going to be doing things that you're good at and things that make you feel good and come very naturally to you when you focus on those things, even if it's quote unquote small things, nothing is small. If you know that you're really great at cooking and it makes you feel amazing, or if you know that you're really great at, making other people feel better, if you know that you're really great at doing a certain task, whatever that may be, just do that as much as possible. Whatever is going to, give you that, again, it also all comes back down to confidence as well. When you do things that you're good at, when you do things that make you feel good and that light you up, and that you genuinely believe in, it doesn't matter what other people think. When you are super focused on yourself, when you're super committed, to creating and to building a life that you love, that's all that matters, is your opinion about you and your opinion about your life. So, I feel like a lot of times when you struggle with self love and lacking confidence, it's because, there's like an aspect of that where you may be seeking like external validation. And you really have to, in my opinion, the only way to do that is to really fall in love with yourself and to start building a life that you love and doing things that genuinely light you on fire and make you feel amazing when you do them, because you're not going to care what other people think, because you're not going to be doing it for them. You're going to be doing things because you genuinely love to, because it makes you feel good. And you just got to forget about other people. You have to be unapologetically yourself. I have a lot of other videos, I do have a podcast. I have a lot of podcast episodes about growing your confidence and becoming unapologetically yourself, and like really doing that, like deep digging into like the self-love aspect of everything. But, for sake of this video, make sure that you are not settling for less from yourself. Make sure that you are not self-sabotaging. If you told yourself you're going to eat healthy, you're going to eat healthy. If you told yourself that you're going to work out, you're going to work out. If you told yourself that you're going to save money this month or this year, you're going to save money this month and this year. If you told yourself that you are going to quit your job and start a whole new career path and start a new life for yourself, or make an exit plan if you know that you're in a situation that you hate, you're going to do that. Don't give yourself the option. Settling just really comes down to, giving yourself options and giving yourself a plan B and allowing yourself to, have a second choice. You're not doing that anymore. Like, stop giving yourself the option. Laziness, making excuses, being impulsive is another huge one. If you know that you are someone who just does something like as soon as you get the idea to do it, stop doing that. If you don't think before you do things, when we talk about impulsivity, I don't know if that's a word or not, but if you are someone who tends to be very impulsive and you know that sometimes that leads to your detriment, I know in spending that is like a huge thing. If you are like an impulse spender, if you're just someone who just thinks of something and just does it, it is good to be spontaneous. There's a difference between being impulsive and being spontaneous, like a slight difference. If again, that you tend to not think things through, that can also be a form of self-sabotage. So make sure that you are really being intentional with the decisions that you make, with the choices that you make, and that's really going to help you to not be super impulsive. Um, especially when it comes to finances, but also when it comes to just life in general. One night stands are impulsive decisions, things that we do that are not really great for us all the time. Choosing to eat junk food when we know we're trying to be healthy, those are impulsive decisions. And so all of like the little things that you do on a daily basis that you just do because you feel like doing it in the moment, and then 5 seconds later you're like so mad at yourself. Be intentional. Be as intentional and as mindful with yourself and with the choices and the decisions that you are making on a daily basis. It's impulsive to sit on your phone and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll till the cows come home. So make sure that you are filling your day with things that make you forget to check your phone, that are making you be productive. Fill yourself and your time like with so much of the good stuff that's going to fulfill you. And like I said, not giving yourself the choice to make excuses, not giving yourself the choice to not do those things that you don't even have room for, the bad stuff that you don't even have room to be impulsive, because you already told yourself you're not going to do that. You already told yourself that, you know, that's not what we're doing in our life right now. Like you got to have a one track mind. Whatever the goal is for you right now, whatever the desires are for you right now, whatever dreams that you're working towards achieving, one, you have to really know that they're already yours. So again, make sure that you are telling yourself every single day that you already have what you want. Make a list. I'm such a huge list girly. Make your list. All of the things that you genuinely want, not just this year, but out of life in general, and tell yourself every single day that you have those things, because you're going to make sure that your brain is wired to stick to those things. You're going to make sure that your brain is wired to not get off track. So make sure that you are not giving yourself the option. Set yourself up for success. Make sure that you are investing in yourself. That, the two biggest ways that I believe investing in yourself are obviously your health and your time. Like, those are the two greatest resources on the planet. Those are two things that we can't get back. So make sure that you are investing in your health at all times. Make sure that there's an ambulance going by. So sorry if you guys can hear that. It's so loud. But your health and your time are your greatest assets. Make sure that those two ways you are definitely investing as much as possible in yourself. Your time you cannot get back. Make sure that you are, like I said, filling your days being as intentional and as mindful as possible, not wasting your time, not making excuses, not being lazy, and just being super, super, super committed to the things that you told yourself you're going to do, regardless of your feelings. Prioritize self care when you need to, prioritize rest when you need to. I know that I'm someone who cannot get anything done if I am, not well rested, if I have not slept enough. And yes, that means saying no to plans sometimes. Yes, that means, making sacrifices here and there to make sure that I'm prioritizing rest and that I'm prioritizing sleep. But nothing that I want is going to get done unless I get rest. And so make sure that you are taking care of, your spiritual health, your mental health, your physical health, and all of that genuinely does start with sleep. It does start with rest. Your brain is going to be going 50 billion miles an hour if you are sleep deprived. So you have to make sure that, you are prioritizing rest. Remember that self-care, is not just bubble baths and lattes, even though that stuff is amazing and always feels good. But self care is also being, like I said, intentional with your time. It's not settling for less from yourself. That is real self care, is not settling for less from yourself than what you know you are capable of. So make sure that you are committed to reaching your full potential in this season, not just this year, but in your entire life in general. Make sure that you get very, very clear and very specific about the life that you want to live, the person that you want to be, and start being that person now. Start living that life now. If you guys have any tips for not settling for yourself, please let me know down below. Let me know how you are going to level up your expectations and your standards for yourself this year. I cannot wait to connect with you guys and to hear how you are, just implementing a better life plan for yourself going forward. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.